Hello and greetings to you wherever you may be on this beautiful planet Earth, the third rock from the sun, floating in the solar system, a very small part of our universe, just to make us feel at home. My name is Anthony Altman, and today is the 4th of March, 2024. First of all, I wish to apologize for the lighting. My main light just broke, crapped out on me, and I've got to go and replace it. I have another light like in front of me and above, but that on its own make me look too anemic from another planet, like an extraterrestrial, so that didn't look good. So here I have no light at all, and the light from the monitor screen is providing me with sufficient light that it's not too bad. So that's the reason. This video is number 13 in the self-discovery video series, and the title of this particular video is electromagnetic energy. This is an interesting subject, which really captured my imagination some years ago. And as a consequence, I did some research about the photon torus belt of energy, huge structure of photonic energy through which our galaxy is passing, which may take a few thousand years. That's how big it is. And we are bombarded with this photonic energy. Next energy source is from the center of our galaxy. I understand that we are receiving gamma ray projections. I'm going to try and put my glasses on. No, that doesn't work. Okay. The reflection from the monitor just, it's, you know, I'm going to digress. There was a most wonderful lesson in living life by, I think it was Yitzhak, no, not Perlman, I forget his name, the violinist who has polio and can't walk. He walks with crutches. Yitzhak somebody, American Jew, I believe. And one day he entered a stage left, and he was like hobbling over. He has difficulty in walking to his place in the center of the stage in order to give a solo recital. And then he began to tune his violin, and a string broke. You could hear it, ping. And the audience kind of gasped. Now, what is he going to do? And instead of getting up and going off to restring his violin, he sat there apparently. This is a story I didn't actually see. I heard it secondhand, third hand. And he sat there contemplating his situation, and then decided to continue playing with what strings he had left. And apparently he played a faultless performance and had a standing ovation, at the end of which he said, "It is the musician's responsibility to make music in the best way possible with whatever we have available to us." This was a great lesson to me, because in my own particular challenges and trials and tribulations in my life, with my own personal limitations and hurdles, I say to myself, just do your best with what you have available to you at this moment. And that has got me through. That has helped me to get over many challenges. So here I am without any lights, and I'm just continuing because I'm going to continue doing with whatever I have available to me. I thought that was interesting. So back to the energy. We had the gamma rays coming from the center of the universe. I'm trying to put my glasses on again. It just shows you. And then we have the electromagnetic energy that is coming from our sun in the form of solar flares, huge solar flares that are flashed out from the sun and affect our particular solar system and galaxy, and we are affected by the electromagnetic energy. Then the sun puts out what they call coronal mass ejections, huge amounts of plasma that it contains even more electromagnetic energy. And at the moment, our sun is, the activity of the sun is very high. So the solar flares are particularly intense, and so are the coronal mass ejections. Now, these electromagnetic energy waves that come to us could also eventually be, if they're strong enough, they could be like an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which would actually damage electronics if not protected by the Faraday cage. So on my router, I have a metal netting that I haven't fixed to the wall very well, but I'm hoping that that will actually help prevent me being subjected to the radiation that comes off the router. Now, if my electronics were covered in a Faraday cage, which is wire netting, that would be sufficient to disperse the electromagnetic pulse sufficiently not to damage the electronics, as I understand it. Now, the reason I'm mentioning all this is many people have not actually discussed it with me because I think most people don't know. But we are electrical beings. Our brain functions on electricity, electronics, if you will, very, very well created by some unseen source, much more intelligent and conscious than the best scientists we have on this planet. And our brain puts out nerve impulses which are picked up by our nerves and sent to the body, and that's how the body operates, muscles and organs and what have you. Now, we are electro and we are magnetic. We have a magnetic, electromagnetic field around us, which looks like a torus, which goes up and around and back and up again. This is like perpetual motion in a way. It's called the torus energy field. And that's really our energy field of our individual bodies. Now, when we are subjected to high levels of radiation, even G5 from the telephone towers, that's going to affect us too, until we are able to raise our consciousness higher or be able to deal with that, get used to that, or deal with it in a manner which I do not know as yet. But the radiation that comes from the sun and the center of the galaxy and from the photon belt is much greater, probably a much healthier radiation than what they're transmitting in with 5G. I don't know, but I would suppose so. And this radiation that's coming from space disrupts our own energy frequencies. And what I am finding is that my brain is not clear. My memory is faulty, not clear. And I know from what I have read and heard over the years that our memory is based upon electromagnetic energy, similar to the old cassette tapes. If you remember the magnetic tapes, you record on them and the sound is retained on the magnetic tape. This is how we are able to record and retain our memories. And when we receive these very high level magnetic frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies from various sources, it disrupts our own electromagnetic field and has an effect on our memory. So if you are having difficulty with memory, it is not necessarily the aging process, dementia, or Alzheimer's. It could well be just the disruption created by electromagnetic interference from other sources. That's what I feel it is. And as a consequence, I mean, I have a very clear brain most of the time. I may be 78 years of age, but my brain is incredibly clear. But there are times when I get foggy and I make videos and I say things making mistakes. Like in one video, I said, well, thank you very much for watching this email, rather than saying video. And I only discovered it when I replayed it and I listened to it. And there are other mistakes that I made, and I don't really mind because I'm not. I want the videos to be completely natural without scripts, and this is how you would be speaking to me, how I would be speaking to you with a cup of tea in your lounge or my lounge. And we make mistakes. We are not 100% perfect, so that's the way it is. And I wanted to explain why. So there are many mistakes that I've made over the various 60 odd videos that I've made already. And I would like to think that it is the electromagnetic disruption caused by solar flare activity, coronal mass, ejection activity, the photon belt, and the gamma rays from the center of the universe, and other stuff. Also, the radiation that we have from computers, routers, all around us, and God knows what's being focused on us by our terrestrial whatever sources. So, what can we do about it? Well, I know for a fact, but this is my knowing, but it's like factual, because I was told in a psychic channeling broadcast that I do privately for myself, by myself, with various energy sources, people, entities, good entities, loving, high consciousness entities, personalities that I talk to. And I was told that in space, people traveling in their spacecraft, the flying saucers, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena is now the term, instead of UFO, unidentified flying object. You see, I said flied. See, that could be part of my Chinese past life. Unidentified, not flied. Unidentified flying objects. So it's UAP now. They've changed it. So I was told that when you're flying in your flying saucers and flying around the universe, you will be subjected to a huge amount of radiation, because there is a great deal of radiation from the sun and other suns and other planets, and much more than we're getting here. And they have suits that protect them, and also consciousness. The more consciousness that we develop, the more we are able to protect ourselves from the dysfunctional effects or disrupting effects of radiation, electromagnetic radiation. Not nuclear radiation, although that could be a possibility too if one was enlightened. I don't know. That would be very interesting, because the more consciousness we're able to access, the more we are able to raise the status of our cellular body, our makeup, to a point where we are able to withstand such electromagnetic radiation because we've increased the frequency by which we are vibrating. So high levels of electromagnetic energy are just higher frequencies of electromagnetism. And if we have raised our frequencies of electromagnetism, we're not going to be so affected. How do we do this? By increasing our the consciousness within our beings. In other words, developing our ability to embody and express, connect with that consciousness which is already in place, but we are removed from it, detached from it. We're not connected to it for various reasons that I've already described in the various other videos that I have already made. Human potential is part of the consciousness. When we develop more of our human potential, people don't realize that human potential contains much more than what we realize is as humans. When we have actually been able to develop more of our human potential, we will be able to be what you may in your present state of consciousness, you may regard as superhuman beings. And I have experienced this. I am not experiencing it now, but I've done courses and I've done various activities which have enabled me to experience what in Sanskrit is called siddhis. After I became a certified teacher of transcendental meditation, I participated in the Siddhi program. This was 1978. And the Siddhis were to help develop hearing, eyesight, and various other abilities I don't wish to go into. And we were given the mantras, the techniques, how to do it. And all I can tell you is it works. I experienced it. Now, unfortunately, I didn't continue with it. So, and also the flying technique. How do you raise yourself off the ground without a mechanical assistance just by using your mind? This is part of it. This is a siddhi, elevating or levitating off the ground. I've done that. I did that for a few years. And then the program became a little bit too intense. It was like 3 hours in the morning. And I was distracted by my career, real estate career, and making money and what have you. So I made that choice. It would have been very interesting had I stuck with it and made another choice. But there you are. This is what we do. So I hope this information is of some value to you, and I thank you for listening. I ask you to share these videos if you find them worthy enough with those people who would find it of some help, because otherwise people won't know that these videos are here. I'm not able to market them. I'm just relying on people, word of mouth. And if you find them worthy, please share them, especially during this time of trial and tribulation when people do require some assistance and wish to improve the quality of their lives and they don't know what to do. And I hope that these videos will give them some guidance and a direction. If you go to my website, there's a lot more information there. Please do not feel that this is the extent of it. This is as much as I could put on the website, just to help people receive information without charge. And there's much, much more. Thank you very much for joining me on this road less traveled. And until next time.